Hey everyone, I'm Isaac and welcome back to Isaac Reviews 2025. Back in the 1980s, Hanna-Barbera was on the verge of bankruptcy before the Smurfs came along. Based on the comic strip by Belgian artist Peyo, these little blue creatures became the hit that the company needed, so obviously their success wouldn't be lost on Hollywood. But when it was time for the Smurfs to make the jump to the big screen, the results, while profitable, were not very good to say the least. But after the cinematic feces that was the Raja Gosnell duology, things started to look up for the Smurfs. The Lost Village, while not great, was still a step in the right direction, and it seemed like they'd finally be finding their footing again with the Nickelodeon show. That is until Paramount decided to make another animated movie with them. Now yes, Paramount has not had a good track record when it comes to their recent animated movies. With the exceptions of Mutant Mayhem and the Paw Patrol duology, these movies have been screwed over by all sorts of factors, including crowded release windows, poor marketing, or Paramount just not giving a shit and dumping them onto their streaming service. Not even SpongeBob is safe from their terrible marketing choices, as it's coming out on the same day as Avatar 3, and it seems like Paramount didn't learn their lesson with Smurfs either. On top of all the massive swingers coming out this month, the trailers did not paint a good impression of this movie. Like, seriously, influencer Smurf? What, is his whole thing that he gets exposed for Smurfsting minors? Also, we get it, Rihanna is Smurfette. That might as well be this movie's tagline on Letterboxd because it's essentially the only notable aspect of the marketing. So yeah, things were looking bleak for Smurfs 2025, especially once the reviews came out and they were brutal. But is it really that bad? Yes it is. It sees the Smurfs doing their usual thing before the evil wizard Razamel, aka Gargamel's brother, finds the village and kidnaps Papa, meaning the Smurfs will have to travel to the real world to save him, that sounds familiar, while one of them tries to figure out what his defining characteristic is, that also sounds familiar. The biggest problem with Smurfs 2025 is that it's another animated film that only serves to keep children distracted for 80 minutes with no care put into making the experience worthwhile for older audiences, especially the jokes, which is essentially just the movie going, "How do you do, fellow kids?" And it essentially had me going,
"I don't get it. Why is that funny?"
And beyond that, the story is as safe and predictable as you can get, not only rehashing plot threads from other Smurfs media, but also doing nothing to make itself stand out, leading to an experience that feels like a chore to sit through. Not helping matters is that there's no sense of direction when it comes to the writing, where stuff just happens without any time for the audience to process it, at least when it's not bombarding you with jokes that have the same comedic appeal as a cancer diagnosis. There's not much going on for the characters either, where their actors largely feel disinterested, except for John Goodman, who I'll admit was a great choice for Papa Smurf, and they either contribute nothing to the story or have arcs that are about as interesting as watching cement dry. Oh, and did I mention that James Corden is in this movie? An actor who the only nice thing I can say about is, well, at least he's not Gal Gadot? Yeah, after laying low from Hollywood for about 4 years, Corden is back to torture our eardrums once again. I mean, I guess No Name is one of his more tolerable roles since he's not an obnoxious comic relief, but this is James Corden we're talking about, so the bar is already as low as it can get. Okay, so the writing and humor are terrible, but can it at least be a nice film to look at? I mean, Paramount's once again doing a Spider-Verse-esque mixed media animation style with it like they've been doing with a lot of their movies and shows in the 2020s, so how does it look here? Not very good. I mean, I get what the animators at Cinesite were trying to do by giving this a 2D flair with the designs, and it looks fine in that regard, but in motion, it's extremely wooden, the physical comedy doesn't land, and the lip syncing is atrocious. God, is there anything I can say was even competent about this movie? Well, I guess the soundtrack wasn't terrible. Sure, a lot of the songs don't fit the movie at all, and only 2 of them are actually performed by the characters, but on their own, I probably won't go out of my way to listen to them, but they're fine, I guess. And I guess the SpongeBob short that played before the movie was mildly amusing. It's cool to see an unreleased episode from the pre-Sponge Out of Water era finally be released to the public, and it was entertaining for what it was. Otherwise, Smurfs 2025 is a disaster in every sense of the word. Aside from John Goodman's performance and some okay art direction, there is next to nothing good to be found here. The writing is boring as sin, the pacing is a disjointed mess, the animation sucks, the voice actors didn't give two shits, and the humor is more of a joke than the actual jokes in the movie. There's much better stuff in theaters right now, and much better stuff on the horizon that you can save your money for instead, so do yourself a favor and don't watch this movie. It's an easy 2 out of 10 if I've ever seen one, and it didn't even have Hank Azaria's Gargamel as a silver lining. At least next time I'll be talking about something better with the Fantastic Four First Steps. Yeah, I know being a modern MCU fan means constantly jumping between It's Over and We're So Back, but I honestly have a good feeling about this one, so hopefully it'll be a good start to Phase 6. Anyways, thanks for watching this episode of Isaac Reviews 2025, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you all later.